My wife cheated and thinks I'm still clueless. She's in for a surprise. Plus 2 updates. I don't even know where to begin. This is, without a doubt, the most devastating thing I've ever gone through. I'm 30 years old and work from home as a software developer. My wife, Emily, is 28. She's incredibly beautiful and talented, a hair and makeup artist who's built a strong career working with brides. Over the past couple of years, her business has really taken off, and a big part of that success is thanks to a man named John. John owns a popular local wedding venue and has opened a lot of doors for Emily. Because of him, she's been hired for modeling gigs, shoots with photographers, and even ad campaigns. John's in his 40s, married with 3 kids. His wife is attractive too, but Emily is younger and, frankly, stunning. I thought our marriage was amazing. We've been together since high school, and she's always felt like my best friend. We still went on regular dates, had an active and fun sex life, and she never made me doubt her love. That's why this betrayal hits so hard. About a week ago, while working from home, I heard a notification come from her laptop. She had left it unlocked before going to the gym. I normally respect her privacy, but something about the email preview from John didn't sit right with me. I opened it. It wasn't romantic, no hearts or I love yous, but it was secretive. He mentioned a time, a location, and a comment about being discreet. Then the last line hit me like a truck. You're incredible. I can't stop thinking about last night. Last night, when she told me she was late because of a long bridal shoot. When she came home and had dinner with me like everything was normal. I searched her messages and emails. Most of them were professional, but there were moments, compliments, flirty undertones. Then I found a hotel reservation email. Our usual place. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I started replaying everything over the past year. The late nights, the new clothes, the lingerie, the extra grooming. I thought she was doing it for me. What really twisted the knife is that she wasn't pulling away. If anything, she was more affectionate, more romantic. Planning dates, initiating intimacy, constantly telling me she loved me. I had no clue anything was wrong. Then I found a jewelry box tucked in her makeup drawer, a necklace I didn't buy. When I asked her about it later, she casually said it was a gift from a client. At the time, that seemed reasonable. Now, it feels like another lie. I've been copying messages to my computer, reading them over and over. From what I can tell, this has been going on for at least a year, right around when her career started skyrocketing. I honestly don't think she loves John. Her messages keep him emotionally distant. No, I miss you, or I love you. Just flirty compliments and arrangements. At one point, she even joked, haha, go tell that to your wife. But it doesn't matter. She's still sleeping with him. She's lying to me every single day. And I don't know how to deal with that. I haven't confronted her yet. Part of me thinks I need more evidence. Part of me is just terrified of what will happen when I do. I thought about divorce. We live in an at-fault state, no kids. If I can prove the affair, she won't get spousal support. But I also worry about her flipping the narrative, making things up, destroying my reputation. Honestly, I never thought she'd do something like this. But now, I don't even know who I'm married anymore. I'm drunk, I'm hurt, and I'm lost. If you've been through something like this, I could really use your advice. When I originally posted, it got buried and ignored due to karma limits. Here's an update. TLDR. On Christmas, Emily received a mysterious gift from John that made her visibly upset. On New Year's Eve, she promised to be back by midnight, but returned well after, crying uncontrollably. I've since installed hidden cameras, a GPS tracker, and a voice recorder to gather undeniable proof. After my initial post didn't gain any traction, thanks to Reddit's karma restrictions, I dove deep into reading countless threads, comments, and forums about infidelity. I didn't just skim them either. I was obsessively soaking up every piece of advice on how to catch a cheating spouse. The reality is, Emily is very tech-savvy. Her phone is always locked, and she's meticulous about locking her laptop after use. Catching her that one time was pure luck. So, I realized I had to take matters into my own hands if I wanted any real answers. What I'm about to share is not my own genius. It's entirely a compilation of tactics I read on Reddit, infidelity support forums, and cheater exposure communities. First, I bought a set of covert cameras disguised as smoke detectors. I told Emily that our home insurance would offer us a discount, if we had working smoke alarms in every room. She bought it. Next, I ordered a GPS tracker and a voice-activated recorder, VAR, with industrial string Velcro, so I could attach it beneath her car seat. Unfortunately, the GPS device required a monthly subscription, but I figured I wouldn't need to keep it active for too long. I also purchased a book, yes, an actual book, titled How to Be a Great Husband. Discover the secrets to a happy marriage without changing your wife. I left it out on purpose where I knew she'd see it. The discomfort on her face when she noticed it told me a lot. She didn't say anything, but the awkwardness was clear. Once I got the VAR, I ran a little test. I hid in the centerpiece on our dining table and sat Emily down for what I framed as a self-improvement conversation. I said I was doing a personal inventory, trying to be a better partner. I asked her 3 questions. Do you feel I've ever abused you in our marriage? Have I ever cheated on you? What could I do to improve as a husband? Her responses were calm, but calculated. She answered no to both the abuse and cheating questions. For the third, she hesitated, then said she wished we made love more often. That stung a bit. Our intimacy has dropped significantly, understandably, since I started suspecting her. I made a few attempts to initiate since then, just to keep things appearing normal, but the emotional distance between us is palpable now. She can probably sense something's off. Anyway, the VAR recorded everything, and I uploaded the file to the cloud for safekeeping. I even put electrical tape over its display to eliminate any glow at night. I plugged in a pair of cheap earbuds and cut them at the plug to silence the VAR. Again, tricks I learned from Reddit. Let's rewind to Christmas. We spent both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day at her parents' house, about an hour away. It was their turn to host. Her sister and her family were there too. On Christmas Eve morning, a gift bag arrived, supposedly delivered by some teenager, according to my mother-in-law. The tag read, "To Emily, from Santa." She seemed briefly puzzled, maybe even thinking it was from me, but I told her flatly it wasn't. Inside was a sleek, gold bracelet. Her mom and sister were wowed by it. When they asked who sent it, Emily claimed it was probably from a bridal party that had booked her last minute for a wedding on the 28th and wanted to thank her for squeezing them in. She said they mentioned a bonus, and maybe this was it. I nodded and played along, but inside I was furious. Come on, from Santa. If a bridal party sent that, they'd have signed their names. Emily must think I'm either blind or brain dead. I had to excuse myself and went to the bathroom to cool off. Later that evening, I caught a glimpse of her in the backyard, pacing and gesturing angrily on the phone. I couldn't hear her, but I'm pretty sure she was ripping into John for nearly exposing their affair with that ridiculous gift stunt. Fast forward to New Year's Eve. Emily was scheduled to work with 2 bridal clients, the one on the 28th and another bride on the 4th. That whole week, her phone was buzzing more than usual. When I asked her about it, she said the upcoming bride was a total bridezilla. On New Year's Eve, she claimed she had to step out and meet this demanding client, but promised she'd be back before midnight, so we could share our traditional kiss at the countdown. She didn't come home until 1:30 a.m. When she walked through the door, she was sobbing, full-on, uncontrollable crying. She ran straight to the bathroom and locked the door for 10 minutes. When she finally came out, I tried to console her, but she just kept apologizing. I asked her why she was so upset, and she said she felt terrible for missing our midnight kiss, because we'd never missed one since we got married. I pushed a little harder, sensing there was more to this meltdown than guilt over missing a New Year's tradition. I asked her, "Is there something you want to tell me?" She swore there wasn't. Then, I asked her point blank, "Did you cheat on me?" She denied it immediately and swore on everything that she hadn't. She even cupped my face in her hands, looked me in the eyes, and said she loved me. I gave her every chance to come clean. She still chose to lie. That was the last straw for me emotionally. After that night, I installed the hidden cameras and planted the GPS and VR in her car. Everything is now in place. I'm just waiting for the moment when I can catch them in the act, indisputably. I've already started researching local divorce attorneys, especially those who deal with at-fault cases, since we live in a state where adultery can impact alimony. I probably won't have another update for a while. These things take time, but I'll be around Reddit. It's strange how addictive this place becomes when you're in the middle of a personal disaster and everyone else's misery starts feeling like a weird kind of therapy. Final note. I know people might wonder why I'm going to such lengths to gather proof. The reason is simple: reputation. Emily's the golden child in her family. She can do no wrong. If she ever accuses me of abuse or cheating, they'll believe her without question. My family loves her too, but they definitely question me if she made accusations. With enough undeniable evidence, I can protect myself from a false narrative. Update 2. I wasn't ready for what I found and who was involved. All right, Reddit, buckle up. It's been almost 2 weeks since I set everything in motion. The hidden cameras, the GPS tracker, the voice recorder in her car, all of it. I'd been patient. I told myself I'd wait at least a month before checking the footage to build up enough evidence that even her golden child immunity couldn't protect her. But something happened this past Friday that forced my hand. Emily told me she had another late-night wedding rehearsal, last minute, and wouldn't be back until after 11 p.m. Fair enough. Her job's unpredictable sometimes. But what made my stomach sink was that she dressed different. Not over the top, but carefully chosen. Subtle makeup, perfume she hasn't worn in months. She even straightened her hair, which she only does when she really wants to impress someone. I didn't say a word. I just kissed her goodbye, told her to be safe, and watch her drive off. Then I pulled out my phone and opened the GPS tracking app. She never went to the rehearsal. Instead, she drove across town. Not to a wedding venue, not to a hotel, but to a house. Why didn't recognize? I screen recorded the whole thing. Then I started scrubbing through the hidden camera footage from earlier in the week. What I found made my blood run cold. Tuesday, 3:12 p.m. Camera in our living room catches her on the phone. She says, "He's getting suspicious. I don't know how much longer I can do this. If he finds out, everything's going to blow up." She pauses. Then, "No, don't text me. Don't call. Only use the burner." Thursday, 7:49 p.m. Audio from a voice recorder in her car picks up call. A male voice answers. At first, I couldn't make it out clearly. He's laughing. Then he says, "I still can't believe you're lying to him that easily." Dude's got no clue. And then she says something I will never forget. "He's a good guy, but he's too easy, too trusting. You know, the kind that'll raise someone else's kid without asking questions." I froze. Emily and I have been trying for kids for over a year. Last October, she told me she wanted to take a break from actively trying because it was stressing her out. I agreed, thinking it was just a temporary decision. I now have a very dark suspicion about why she really pulled back. But here's the part that made me want to put my fist through the wall. The voice on the call. I recognized it. It wasn't John. It was my cousin Ryan. Yeah, my flesh and blood cousin. The guy who was the best man at my wedding. The same guy who crashes on our couch whenever he's between jobs. The guy who once told me, "You're the luckiest guy I know. Emily's a total catch." Apparently, he caught her too. I replayed the audio at least a dozen times just to be sure. It's him. No doubt in my mind. So now, I'm sitting here, with all this evidence. A digital mountain of it. GPS logs, video footage, audio files. Proof of the betrayal. Proof of the lies. Proof that my marriage is not just dying. It's being poisoned from the inside by the two people I trusted the most. I've already contacted a divorce lawyer. I have an appointment scheduled for Monday. But here's the kicker. I haven't told Emily yet. Not a word. Because if she thinks I'm still clueless, maybe I can squeeze one more truth out of her before I drop the hammer. Should I confront her now? Or wait until I get a paternity test, just to be sure the worst-case scenario isn't true? Thank you for watching, and if you want more contents like these, please like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell for more videos like these.